This is Robert from Existence First, and I'm here to present to you a new application of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Now, if you're not familiar with it, let's review quickly. Maslow said that at any given point in your life, you need to fulfill your needs in a certain order, and that order is starting with food, physiological needs. Once you have food, shelter, you need to make sure that you have a safe environment. Once you have that, you need a sense of belongingness or a sense of community. After that, you need a sense of self-esteem, that you are a valued person. And finally, self-actualization. Now, we've all heard of this, or it's very common to be taught in psychology courses, but what's the new application that I came across? It is that this morning when I was at the gym, I'm scrolling through my Facebook feed, and I came across a certain post. And the post, for some reason, I got this vibe from the post that the person who posted it was doing it out of this, almost like this attempt to seek validation or to bolster their ego, right? And I don't know if that's really the case, it's just the vibe that I was getting from it, right? But it kind of made me think, because this is a fully grown adult doing this, so it kind of made me think about the lifespan. And if this right here, self-esteem level, is like searching, it was like trying to, to bolster one's ego, then I thought, you know what, maybe this hierarchy kind of reflects the human lifespan. So when we're an infant, our first needs are food, and that's almost all we can attend to. We just cry, as an infant when we need our parents to give us food, right? Once we get out of those infant stages and we're kind of walking around, we're very cued into safety. We might not walk too far away from our parents, and you've always seen, the little 2-year-old, you say hi, and then they huddle next to their parent's leg and then cling for their dear life. So that's maybe the theme for a couple of years. And then you get to school, where you feel like you have to fit in to a crowd. I remember that, like when I was in 5th grade, this is a while ago, we had this fad come in of like yo-yos, the kind where you like go like this and then it sleeps or it spins by itself. It has like a mechanism in it, and then you come back up. I don't even remember the name, but it was like all the rage, and like all I wanted was one of those sleeper yo-yos, so I could fit in, right? Then, middle school passes, and all these cliques form or whatever. Maybe you grow out of that, and you feel like you do have a crowd that you belong to. And then what happens? Well, you got to feel like you're an important person. So where do we see this come in? Personally, with the environment I grew up in, I would say like it was pretty big in high school and college, like talking about different majors or what career you're going to have, because people can get a lot of self-esteem from having a prestigious career, or being able to say that, oh, I'm in pre-med or this or that, right? Or even if they're not going into that, if they're going to be, go down a different track, they're going to have some sort of, ego investment in that. At least that's what I've seen, right? But that leaves the question of, how do we get to self-actualization? Is this reserved just for old age, when you see those 60-year-olds walking around who don't care what people think about them, and they'll just wear whatever they want? Or where does this fit in? I think I'm not saying that strictly our lives follow this hierarchy, but it kind of made me think. And what I can say is that there was a period where I would say my life and my approach to life reflected self-actualization, and that would be 12th grade of high school, my last year of high school. And why was that? Well, it was 12th grade of high school that I was applying to all these colleges. I got accepted, and they were telling me that I'm going to have to pay $30,000 plus to take these courses from them and learn things. And I said, well, I haven't had to pay anything up till now to learn things. Why all of a sudden now I have to pay money to learn? And I thought, okay, well, here I am at like a very good high school. I talked to my counselor. I said, is there any maximum to like the number of courses I can take? And he's like, no, you can do early bird, PE at like 7 a.m. before school starts, and then that opens up another period in your day. And I said, yeah, I want to take philosophy. So he said, okay. So I actually stacked my schedule full of courses that genuinely interested me. I wasn't doing it for this level, for ego. I wasn't doing it to pad my GPA or to say like, oh, I took this course, or I completed this or that, right? I was doing it because I felt like I was at an all-you-can-eat intellectual buffet, and I was trying to stuff myself with like all of this knowledge before I went into college and they started paying, charging me an arm and a leg. And there was a lot of growth that happened that year because it was so genuine. Like this was pre-Facebook, right? So I wasn't even posting things like taking another course this year, or so busy, just finished my last final or something, right? So I wasn't broadcasting this for validation, right? I was just totally in my own world, just taking all these classes. So that to me was self-actualization, right? I feel like since then, with social media, it's easy to fall into self-esteem again. And not to say that self-esteem is an evil in itself. You have to feel good about who you are. But I've found that it's very addicting. There's probably, I don't know if studies have been done on this, but I would imagine there's a huge dopamine surge when you see that your post got a number of likes on Facebook. So what does that leave us to do with it, right? Well, I think that if we want to live an authentic life that is very genuine and probably really enjoyable, then we ought to strive for this highest level of self-actualization, where you're going after needs, or you're going after your interests in a way that you're not doing it because of what people are going to think of you. You're doing it because you're actually really interested in this, whether it's photography or dancing or whatever. To see somebody who's so immersed in that area, when you see it, I think you'll recognize it. So the question I'll leave you with is, if in infancy we're going to be concerned about food, in our toddler years about safety and so on, how soon, or I should say how long, how much longer are you going to wait before you let yourself arise to this level of self-actualization? Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and check out the website www.existencefirst.com.